Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, the host and welcome back to the Baseball Head, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So the Mets almost got no hit today by Gavin Williams of the Guardians. Embarrassing is the least of our worries here. Before the trading deadline, I had mentioned a few times that I wanted to see the Mets get another hitter in this lineup. A professional hitter, and they didn't do that. The best they could do is bring in Cedric Mullins, who's a good defensive player and he can run. But they need another hitter in this line just to sort of break things up with this group. The one thing we've learned about this group over the years they've been together, and that's the group of Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, and Francisco Lindor, now Soto, is that they are very inconsistent. In that they'll have these high peaks and these deep valleys. Right now we're in the valley, in one of these deep valleys that they go through. And we've seen this time and time again. We saw that last year. We obviously saw it 2 years ago. We saw it 3 years ago. We saw it in 2021. This offensive valley that this group goes through. This is about as deep as we've seen it. We got about 50 games left in the season. The season's not over, obviously, but it is something that's very concerning, obviously. And Gavin Williams came into this game walking a lot of batters, and I didn't see any kind of ability to sort of make this guy work. The fact that he threw 126 pitches, but he didn't have 100 pitches going into the eighth inning. I mean, you got to make this guy work. And I thought the at bats, particularly in the middle of this game, were not very thoughtful, is the best way to put it. They weren't grinding that bats out, grind this guy out, and they just didn't do it. Now, we're getting late in the season. This is very frustrating. The season will end today. The Mets will be in postseason. This has been a very strange team to watch, particularly this year, just due to the fact that the expectation, but I was thinking about what this team reminds me of. I can't put my finger on it. What this team reminds me of from a team from the past. But this team is still there. We're still in good shape with that. But have to get this thing right. Now the Mets have a tough, very difficult road trip. This is probably the toughest road trip they have coming up this week. They're going to Milwaukee, and as you know, if you're a big Met fan, you know that the Mets play poorly in Milwaukee. And they've been bad there for a very long time. And then they go to Atlanta. And that is not going to be fun. And that's something we have to keep in mind. That is very difficult to watch. I would hope that they start winning. They have to win Friday night just to get a win. It was good to see they got a hit in the ninth inning. That to get no hit is not the worst thing in the world, but you don't want to get no hit in August, and you certainly don't want to get no hit when you're in the middle of a pennant race and down the stretch. So at least they did not have that happen. But this is going to be a very difficult week and week next week. When we get done with these games, we'll have a clear idea, a clearer picture of where they're at. Right now, they're 2.5 games behind the Phillies in the division. I guess they're the second wild card team now, and they're 3 games back in the loss column to the Phillies. You don't want to get too much further behind in that situation. The Mets got lucky today. The Orioles beat the Phillies today, and Ranger Suarez. But this grouping, this sort of, ever since Steve Cohen called them the Fab Four, the way I look at it is they've been like the Frightful Four, because they played so poorly and hit so poorly down the last few months. And really, they don't hit with men scoring position. It is infuriating to me as a Mets fan. That is the one thing that drives me crazy as a Mets fan. Year after year after year, they just don't hit enough. That's why I always preach, have good pitching. Let's always have good pitching, but get good hitters on this team. They will win if you get them to hit. But if they don't hit, it's a struggle. And that drives me insane. Is not seeing a team that can't drive the ball, can't put good at-bats together, can't work a count, grounds out, pops up, don't move the runners over in the game. They didn't move runners over last night. And then, of course, you get bad base running decisions by the third base coach on Monday, who's a good third base coach, but you have to send Tyrone Taylor in that spot because of the fact this team hasn't hit with men in scoring position. It's not dealing with reality. Don't deal with, well, Soto's coming up, Pete's coming up. No, you send him. Okay? Team's not hitting with, you keep going with the trend. But he didn't think that, that wasn't going to happen. He figured, they'll drive him in. Bullshit. Got to send them. Make them throw him out. And, again, I'm tired of seeing Luis Torrens here. I know they mentioned the run differential. I mean, the run save that he's done a good job in. He can't hit. I'm tired of watching him hit. And Alvarez has done nothing since he's come back from the minor leagues. Nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. And the third base trio of Vientos, Mauricio, and Beatty, they've done nothing either. They're too damn inconsistent. Even as a grouping, they're terrible. So it is that really the development of, in particular, we know that the four guys at the top of the lineup, they've been good at times and been bad at times, but they've put up the numbers for the most part. But the development of the younger players on this team has been a major disappointment this year. Okay? Alvarez has been a disaster this year, even coming back. Vientos has taken a major step back. Beatty has spinned his wheels. Mauricio, the jury's still out. There's a lot of potential with him, but he, in terms of the bat, he doesn't hit right-handed. So that's a major problem too. And this team doesn't hit lefties, which is the weirdest thing. But the development of the young players on this team has been a major problem this year. And that's why offensively it's been a struggle. Also, the Mets don't really have anybody close to the major leagues that are position players. I know Stearns has talked about not bringing any of those kids up. But Carson Bench, I think, should get a look. He has dominated Double-A. He shouldn't be in Double-A anymore, to be honest with you. He's completely destroyed them down there in Binghamton. The Mets should consider calling him up to the major leagues and playing him in center field. And that's it. I mean, sometimes you need a spark from a young player. Maybe you get it from him. And he has played in big games when he was at Oklahoma, when he played there for 3 years. So he's been on the big stage. At least in the college stage. He's played in the College World Series. He understands the pressure of playing in big games. And that's what the Mets need to start looking at. Unfortunately, they didn't make a big move for another offensive player. I know there wasn't a lot on the market, but they needed to bring in a professional hitter in here, and they didn't do that. And now they're suffering with this sort of hoping that these young players and the veterans can, come back. It's very difficult. It's a tough way to play, to be honest with you. Well, you let me know what you think about this video and send me a super thanks for all the great work I do here. And of course, it's a little donation for the channel. And of course, thank you for watching. We'll have more stuff here. We'll have videos every day again. We're going to start cranking that up again as we get close to the end of this season. I still think the Mets will get there, but they got to win on Friday. But it's going to be tough. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.